This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
St. Louis emergency responders say they scrambled to send help to a woman pinned under a tree this past weekend. Tonight, we're getting a better look at the timeline leading up to her death. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush, and Allred has the night off. Police, fire, and EMS leaders said the first emergency vehicles arrived on scene within 8 minutes of receiving a call Saturday. But people calling said they faced a number of obstacles before they could connect with someone. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live outside City Hall with more details from that tragic timeline. Mark.
Mike, the timeline shows glaring holes in the city of St. Louis's emergency response. From manpower to morale to machinery, the system was under severe stress, strained to its limits on Saturday. At a Wednesday morning press conference, city officials said the number of people answering emergency calls in St. Louis is too low.
We're about 40 vacancies short with 911 dispatchers. We're about 10 or 50% short with EMS dispatchers.
911 had 5 dispatchers working over the weekend. EMS had 4. The fire department had 3. Some of them send emergency responders out into the field. Only 4 people were fielding calls. Combined, all 3 agencies have just 61% of their jobs filled.
If EMS doesn't pick up the phone within a minute and a half, it automatically rolls over to the fire side.
When storms struck Saturday, the phone rang every 7 seconds.
So someone's going to wait and it rolls over.
Several viewers told us they waited on hold, were transferred, or had difficulty reaching someone on the other line.
If they call and they hang up and then they call back, they're going to the back of the line. And that's causing a lot of challenges and frustration on the public's end.
People started placing 911 calls as early as 3:54 p.m. when a tree pinned 33-year-old Catherine Cohn inside her car. EMS answered the first call at 3:57. Police answered another at 4:14. By the time the first caller got through to someone in the fire department, it was 4:16. That call lasted 2 minutes. The first 2 trucks tore off the lot 3 minutes later. Engine 26 was 4.4 miles away. Engine 32 was 3.5 miles away. 1 minute later, dispatchers found 2 trucks that were closer and rerouted them instead. 2 trucks and a rescue squad eventually arrived at 4:29. 35 minutes after the first call went out.
Investing in technology is a major move.
Forward Through Ferguson's Jalian Yang says 911 dispatchers pick up the phone blind and spend valuable seconds trying to do work technology could do for them.
They can't use your cell phone location data to find out where you are. And that is part of the reason why the call taker has to ask, where are you located? They have to figure out if they need to transfer you to the right jurisdiction.
We don't have that technology as of yet.
The mayor's office points to a new $42 million 911 call center coming in 3 years, but to a panicked public watching as life-threatening emergencies unfold before their eyes and victims die while they wait. Many people in St. Louis are urgent for solutions that arrive faster than the speed of government. Reporting in downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
A live look downtown now. We had some storms move through the region earlier, but now they've made their way east of our viewing area. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with the Weather First forecast. And so, Scott, are we finished with the rain?
Well, in St. Louis, we sure are. In fact, the rain chances should be minimal here through the next couple of days. Most of us in the metro not seeing a whole lot of rain. There were pockets where there was a little bit here, a little bit there, but most of the heavier rain was just east and southeast of St. Louis. Some of it coming a little too fast and furious down in Marissa, Illinois, where close to 3 inches fell. You see that line of showers and thunderstorms as it's pressed onto the east. What's left is just some lingering rain now over into Clay County, east of Salem, and about from Mount Vernon east on Interstate 64. Nothing around the metro area showing up on the radar, and odds are we're going to stay quiet this evening. Your heaviest rain? Yes, over in portions of Madison County, down into Clinton County, southern St. Clair County, and then down into St. Genevieve, St. Francis, northern portions of Madison and Iron counties in Missouri. We had 2 to 3 inches of rain in spots and in pockets there. Any rain left far east will be ending within the next hour. Quiet weather for Thursday and Friday, but weekend rain chances are returning. We'll try to time that out for you in just a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott. Tonight, a St. Charles County family is searching for answers after an early morning house fire killed a father and a husband. In the last hour, he was identified by St. Charles County Police as Stephen Kelling. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski talked with those who saw this tragedy unfold.
Caitlin Feeney was at home with her family around midnight on Wednesday when her brother came running upstairs.
He was waking my mom saying, "Call 911, our neighbor's house is on fire." And I'm like, what? So I ran out of my room, ran outside, and here I see the garage on fire.
That's when she saw her 12-year-old neighbor, her mom, and their dog running out of the Arlington Drive house.
They are screaming, like, "Dad, Steve," because they knew that he was still in there, right? They didn't know where he was. They didn't know he was safe.
Feeney says her family brought her neighbors over to their yard while Central County Fire and Rescue searched for 49-year-old Steve Kelling.
Well, I just kind of stayed with her and I comforted her. I told her that she was safe, that her mom was safe, that all she could do was stay safe.
Neighbors say this is a friendly subdivision, but people mostly keep to themselves, except for a wave here and there. But early Wednesday morning, those waves turned into helping hands.
One of them was even in the backyard here trying to hose it down when it started, when he knew it started.
Feeney was there when the family learned the worst, that Steve didn't make it.
And she starts wailing and screaming, "No, this cannot be happening. This can't be real. I don't believe this."
Fire officials are investigating and believe fireworks could be the cause, even though several neighbors say the fireworks stopped 2 hours prior.
We've got the State Fire Marshal and the St. Charles County Police Department on scene helping with the investigation. It's still an open investigation as we seek to determine the cause.
Reporting in St. Charles County, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And right now, the family is staying with relatives. Fire officials say the house was not a total loss. 4th of July celebrations turned into chaos in downtown St. Louis, and it was all caught on camera. After the big fireworks show behind the arch, people decided to create an illegal display of their own. Our Justina Cornell joins us live from downtown St. Louis with more on all this. Justina.
Yeah, Mike, so a lot of people said they had a great time at Fair St. Louis and they felt safe, but it was after all of this when the chaos began.
It's a sight to see. Fair St. Louis hosting a spectacular fireworks show at the Arch for America's birthday.
It was just great.
At the event was Les Sturman with the group Citizens for a Greater Downtown St. Louis. He had his eyes on the sky, and something else also caught his attention.
Downtown was taken over by groups of young people, and that continued pretty much till, 2 or 3 in the morning when we heard a big explosion right around 3. Kids were shooting fireworks out of cars, out of buildings, off of rooftops, shooting at each other.
5 on your side's Jacob Kurth recorded some of the action. Right after midnight, a man stole a scissor lift and was driving it on Market Street. Shortly before 12:30 near Market and 10th, you can see 2 men as one throws a firework inside a porta potty. Police add there was another porta potty that caught on fire on North Broadway as well. There were also 2 separate non-deadly shootings downtown, one at 8th and Market and one in 7th and Market. Police acknowledged the problems Wednesday afternoon.
We addressed it as well as we could, and so we were able to, move our resources where we saw fit to try to address those issues as they were coming up. But it was just a busy holiday, 4th of July. Downtown isn't a place to drop your kids off to have a good time unattended.
Improvements and change for his neighborhood is what Sturman wants to see.
I know the cops are spread really thin. I think there needs to be more enforcement. I think the contrast yesterday between the wonderful show at the Arch grounds and the magnificent setting and the great crowd, and then what happens at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., those contrasts, I think, really tell the story of downtown right now.
Just yesterday in the city of St. Louis, police say they received 229 firework calls. We're told this is just a sheer example of how stressful this job can be for first responders. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
It was also a busy night for St. Louis firefighters. You can take a look at some of the numbers. Firefighters responded to 610 calls in a 24-hour period starting at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. 100 of those calls were for fires, 68 of them dumpster fires.